In this corner, we have the baldoed, boozed, coke addict, Nick Rekieta. And in the other corner, we have his nanny, who he really should just leave the fuck alone, but he's decided to accuse of all sorts of crimes and defame, like a year after the fact. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So let's go into this folder. Let's have a look.
Now, we want to say this.
Phenor's just asked, like, where is this coming from? So to put this into context as to what we think is going on here, from what I understand, the body cam is imminent.
Yeah.
The arrival of the body cam is imminent,
It's coming,
bitch.
folks.
It's coming, and it's going to reveal that Rekieta lives in, like, way worse than we could have ever possibly imagined. Total hoarder house, filth, depravity. Apparently, Josh Moon is this close to having it in his possession. Now, whether or not it was April that snaked Rekieta, signed off on it, whether or not it's some other different avenue or channel is unclear. I'm assuming it's
April. Like, personally, she benefits the most from Nick being felted, in my opinion.
He's now also starting to make kind of like veiled threats at April, saying that if she's cooperated, it's only going to hurt her in the end. So I don't know if this shit is about to go nuclear and it's all just going to be exposed, the total depths of the depravity and degeneracy of which Rekieta was the ringleader of. But what we think is essentially he's trying to set up the nanny as the fall guy for why the house was such a disaster. The problem is the nanny left 3 months before he got arrested because she was sickened by the polycule, the drugs, the debauchery, the neglect of the children. The nanny got the fuck out of town 3 months before that. So Rekieta can't really lay the blame on the feet of the nanny, but he's going to. And I think he's also setting up to blame the nanny for dosing his daughter with cocaine.
100%. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. When I saw this yesterday, I was like, is this real? What the fuck? Folks, just strap in for this fucking segment.
I just can't even believe it because the nanny has seen it. The nanny saw it all. And the nanny can expose you so bad. So why would you go after the nanny? And the things that he's saying as well. And now the nanny apparently worked for another lawyer, which is kind of ironic.
Crazy.
And that lawyer has come out and said that Rekieta could be sued for defamation for what he's saying. And I wouldn't be surprised if that lawyer went pro bono and did a defamation suit against Rekieta on behalf of the nanny, because the things he's saying about this nanny are just flat out untrue. Like, I know for a fact that they're untrue because they don't make any fucking sense, some of the things that he's claiming. They really don't. We're going to examine all of it, and it's continuing on into today. Aaron M. Holte's weighing in, standing up for the nanny. I don't know why he's doing... It seems to me he's on, like, another manic episode.
Yeah.
It seems like whenever he knows he's about to get fucked, he gets really desperate to control the narrative, and he starts like manically lashing out in ways that cause him to further unravel and expose himself. So we may be entering a new golden age of Rackets content here. It might be another summer of Rackets.
Yeah, baby.
I kind of hope not, because he's so fucking boring most of the time. They're going to have to sit here and listen to him.
Let's not celebrate
drone
this.
on, so smugly huffing his farts like the pretentious windbag that he is.
The former... Is that Chrissy Mayer? No.
It is Chrissy.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, no. She's way younger than Chrissy.
Okay, I was mistaken when I said that she...
Yeah.
Yes.
Nanny, by the way. That bitch... The former nanny, by the way... That bitch, I've been finding out, she gave my 11-year-old alcohol.
Okay. What the fuck?
So he just found this out.
How?
How? And by the way, like, during the entire CPS investigation, when they were questioning the children about all of this stuff, none of the kids came forward and said, hey, the nanny gave me alcohol. Hey, the nanny gave me cocaine. Hey, the nanny made me chug energy drinks for $75, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But apparently, in May of 2025, 17 months since the nanny was last there, the kids just magically came up, it came back to them that the nanny was force feeding them booze and energy drinks and abusing them and breaking the law.
This seems
mighty fucking convenient, isn't it?
This reeks of him trying to retcon everything and change the canon of this arc, but way too late. Listen, if this happened, this would have been the first excuse you used, like when this started.
Exactly. He should have thrown the nanny under the bus from day one.
Yeah,
if
now
this was legit, he should have thrown the nanny under the bus from day one. How did the cocaine, the nanny, but he couldn't do it because he knew that the nanny would then snake him during his trial and testify against him, and it would fuck him over. So he had to wait until this shit was resolved. Or I honestly, I just don't know. Like, I don't know where this is coming from. I think it is just a cope about the body cam that's coming out. I really do.
Definitely.
She
but
paid.
There's the thing, too. Even if it was true, it still reflects poorly on Rekieta that he had some fucking crazy person in his house giving his kids booze. It still happened on your watch. You're still responsible for it, Rekieta.
There is, okay, look, there might be a 0.whatever% chance that a nanny would do that because they're psychotic or whatever. But if they were doing this while you're on drugs doing fucking orgies, it's just like, okay, no one had control.
No, but what are the chances? The nanny that everybody says is professional, all of her references say she's professional and good at her job. Or could it be the drunken, coked out polycule with ketamine in their possession and Brown that just got fucking arrested and charged? I wonder who's responsible for it being a crack den. No idea.
Yeah, like, let's fucking not even like joke here. Like, what the fuck?
When my daughter had a friend over to stay the night, she paid each of them $75 to chug 2 Monster energy drinks in a.
What?
But why? Why would the nanny do that?
I have a theory. I have a theory.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think, Ashton, that he's trying to start the Monster energy theory to start to include it in with the cocaine and like the.
Caffeine's a stimulant. I don't know. So that if you drink enough Monsters, you'll test positive for cocaine 10 times above the threshold level. Is that where we're going with this?
Or he says that he goes, I thought they were on Monster energy drinks. But you know what I mean?
It turned out they got into Daddy's cocoa.
Yes.
But it was, no, I don't know. Okay, so if you just think about it logically, right? So you're a babysitter. The kids are fucking up all night, being obnoxious, loud. Your solution to this is to pay them to drink energy drinks to make them even crazier and give them even more of a sugar rush in the hopes that somehow they'll eventually have a sugar crash and pass out. That's what Rekieta is trying to say, is that they were forced to drink the energy drinks so that they would then crash and pass out. But that's not how it works.
What?
In a row?
What? Wait, this is actually energy drinks on kids would fucking have them wired all night till 8 in the morning. What is
By the way, like, you don't have to pay kids to drink caffeine and energy drinks. You know that, right? Like, kids love energy drinks.
You could just give it to them. Yeah.
Energy drinks are like the coolest thing in the world to like a fucking preteen or early teenage kid. For them, it's like getting to fucking drink or whatever. I remember it was cool amongst all, at least it was like 10, 15 years ago. Maybe it's not anymore. Maybe it's not as cool, but.
What?
Yeah, finding out about this shit.
By the way, hold on. How much is he paying the nanny?
Yeah.
For her to be able to blow $150 on bribing? That's more than she made all shift. For fuck's sake.
Brain is fucking moldy. His brain is just a tin can with a fucking screw in it.
Listen, it's one thing, okay, the nanny gave the kids booze because she thought she was being cool or whatever. I don't fucking know. Or the 17-year-old was begging her, and so she did it. Okay, maybe you get away with that lie. But then when you double up with a lie that makes no fucking sense, like she paid the kids $75 to chug energy drinks,
What?
it completely discredits. But, you know, it's all discredited from the very beginning because we know this guy is a lying liar that lies. Everything out of his mouth is nothing but a lie.
How are these girls? I don't know who the fuck they are. How are they not like, no? Like, I hate this.
I mean,
Every
now,
show
I
he's
do
on-
see the girl with the red hair has a raised eyebrow. Like The
True,
Rock.
true.
You notice that she's got the people's eyebrow of doubt going on.
Okay.
And then, you know, I don't think the other lady looks too happy about what Rackets is saying either.
Okay. Maybe I'm being too quick to judge. Let's watch.
Drinks in a row.
What?
Yeah, finding out about this shit has been really nice. But yeah,
Has it been?
This girl slept. Look at her.
It's like, what? That's quite the bombshell to drop in May of 2025 when she was last there in January of 2024.
Oh
But,
my god!
like she stole my liquor like crazy, but I thought it was someone else.
What?
And I actually like.
Whoa,
Okay.
pause. Who?
No.
Who?
Rekieta just blacked out and didn't remember finishing the bottles.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to believe that Rekieta was noticing that his liquor was going. This is ridiculous.
This is
bro.
so bad.
Who did you think it was, by the way?
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
what I'm
think
saying.
it was? Did you think it was Kayla? Did you think it was your son? Did you
Or
think it was
Aaron?
Abe? Who was it that was stealing the liquor? The mystery of Rekieta's liquor cabinet. Was it the spooky Baldo ghost? Ooh, I'm a funny sex toy.
Not the drunk, alcoholic, blackout, fucking drug addict bum that Nick is. Yeah, no, it wasn't him.
I griped at the person who I thought was
Was the
drinking
corner demon?
the alcohol. I was like, because I'd come back from like a 2-day trip or whatever, and there'd be like bottles of whiskey missing. Some of these things, you know, are like $100, $150 bottles.
Wait,
The kids are drinking bottles?
You're telling me your 11-year-old daughter was killing full 26ers of whiskey at a time?
Listen.
Is that what he's trying to tell us?
Also, if the nanny was a alcohol thief, she wouldn't be taking the whole bottle. She would sip from different bottles, like take shots from different bottles. You don't just steal full bottles of alcohol.
Who the fuck is stealing booze other than maybe your own fucking kids that are underage and can't get it? The nanny can't afford her own booze, but she really just wants to know what Whistle Pig tastes like? Really? Okay.
Okay, wait. You're telling me she's willing to pay the kids $150 to drink energy drinks, but not buy their own whiskey?
Are you saying you're the alcohol stealing expert, buddy? You speak from experience.
When I was younger, me and my friends would go and steal from our parents' liquor cabinets, right?
Yeah.
We would. You knew to. You know, it's funny. It was like years later. It was a Christmas, and my dad's like, "Oh, let's have shots of vodka." And we all had. He set up shots of vodka for like a family, you know, Christmas or whatever. We all took the shots. It was just water, and my dad's like, and I'm like, "Oh my god, Dad!" When I was in high school, I filled this with water. I'm sorry. He was laughing.
So I'd care that they were gone, and I thought it was someone else. And it turns out she would just I've been finding this out from my kids. Like she would just go up into our bedroom and just pound down liquor sitting in bed, and that's how she was.
What? No, that didn't happen.
How would you know?
And how did the kids know?
How wouldn't he know until now?
This doesn't make sense. Wouldn't the kids have said, Mr. Rekieta, sir, our nanny is passed out drunk in bed every night, stealing your booze, and she's abusive?
She should sue.
This is crazy.
She has no platform. This could ruin her career, by the way.
By the way, this isn't a public figure. This isn't an internet entertainer. This is just some person that you employed in Minnesota who needs to earn a living. And now it's going to be spread to all in Minnesota, all in that small town, because you know all of these rumors about Rekieta. It's the hot gossip in town.
Yeah.
And everybody hears everything. now her whole business is going to be where people aren't going to hire her because they're going to think, oh, you fucking give kids alcohol and force them to chug energy drinks. What a fucking scumbag.
She should sue, actually, because this is an actual, not a like, oh, you were spurred on at me online, I'm going to sue you for mean words. This is you're ruining my business.
Well, and part of it might be because apparently she did cooperate with the police when this happened. So maybe this is now his petty revenge for her cooperating with the police. But this is pretty disgusting behavior from Rekieta. It really is.
Yeah.
The guy, honestly, I kind of thought he was going to turn it around. I kind of had hope because, you know,
Really?
I kind of had hope for a minute. You know, I've always, from the very beginning of this, been like, no, he's going to destroy his life. He's showing no repentance, no remorse. But like, okay, he's streaming the Karen Reed trial every day, and he's actually, you know, trying to do his show again. Maybe he's going to get back on track and move on from the drama. But no, then he went to Hackamania, did that whole circus. And then it's like, okay, is that enough for you? Is that enough that you went on stage and you humiliated Aaron and you leaked all these DMs and these pictures and all that? No, he kept going after him day after day after day, continues dredging up the polycule, relitigating all of it. Now he's dragging the nanny into it. If this motherfucker just shut his fucking mouth, tried to move past all of this, didn't address it ever again, did his Karen Reed law show, he might be fine and stayed sober and did his probation. He could be a good father to his kids and he could turn it around. But instead, he just refuses to move on. And in fact, he's making it much worse and much harder on himself by doing this. I don't get it. I really don't.
Oh, yeah.
Nannying our children. So it's been nice to learn about. I might report her to the police. I don't know.
You might report her to the police?
Why? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
So, you don't love your kids then, obviously. If I heard, oh yeah, my kids were force-fed fucking booze and drugs and caffeine, and the nanny was negligent and drunk out of her fucking... You bet your fucking sweet ass I'd be calling the fucking police and trying to press charges. Or trying to do something. But no. You know, where was this last year, by the way? Where was this? This is crazy.
And then, and by the way, like we were saying earlier, Ash, is now you're saying this to the public. One of your fans is going to go, whatever the chick's name is, I don't know what her name is, I'm not going to say it, even if I did know, but they're going to be like, oh, look, this is the fucking, and they're going to spread that she's this alcoholic child abuser. It's like, shouldn't she be off the streets if she is abusing children?
Does this help Rekieta in his CPS situation?
No!
Like, I don't think it helps. I think it might hurt him in that also.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I just have no qualm or issue now with people knowing what she did. I mean, my daughter's telling me these stories, and I'm
How long
horrified.
did you know this for?
I don't believe this is crazy. Whoops, I'm sorry, I wasn't sharing the screen. There we go. Holy shit, that's fucking, he's gonna get sued. If it was just that one show, a throwaway thing, you could probably apologize and go, "Oh, I'm just kidding." Here, it's like the actual main show.
I was still adding things to the folder, to the Rekieta folder, as of like 8:22 p.m.
Whoa.
Like 8 minutes before the show, because the guy kept spurging on Twitter. And I think there's like 4 or 5 illicit clips that I didn't even fucking bother putting in because it's too much Rekieta.
Whoa.
It's absolutely insane. One of the last conversations
Josh.
Based.
we had with her was when we were out of town for a couple days, and she was watching the kids, and she called up.
He's lying.
She called up Lady Raggeds
look at the way
dude,
that
you can
he's
see
like, buddy, you can see the lie. Like, this is the textbook lie where you like look down in a way like that.
Yeah. Where the
Straight up.
almost like the exaggerated lie where you're like I was thinking in a movie and you're like, that's a bit overacting.
Yeah, LA Noir lie.
Yeah.
Face.
This is always that.
It would have been in the middle of the day. Because we were at a convention, so we're talking before 5 o'clock, and she was or no, sorry. It was about 9 o'clock. It was about 9 o'clock, so it was safe.
Oh, wait.
That's a pretty big difference in time, isn't it?
But why do you have to be so specific on the time? It's like when a liar adds way
Yes,
too much
Way
detail.
too many extra details instead of just telling the plain truth.
Yeah.
And then there was, and then there
And
was
then we
this,
grabbed
and
the
there was
coffee and I put 2 milks and the sugar in it. And you're like, why would you add that? To make it sound more believable, but really it sounds more.
Chat, they're pointing out this guy's fucked up, isn't he?
Oh man, dude, this is
He
just
looks
sick.
sickly. He looks sickly.
Oh my god, he looks bad.
You know, and she was calling us from our bedroom, which is where she would stay when she stayed with the kids. No problem with that. And then she's calling us from our bedroom.
Where the coke safe
obviously
What?
critically intoxicated.
Wait.
What? Okay.
Wait.
Wait,
Critically
wait.
intoxicated. You don't fire her immediately? You don't go get the fuck out of my house.
Why didn't you call the police and be like, my nanny is, abusing my kids, being negligent. She's drunk as fuck on the job. God only knows if one of my kids fell down the stairs, got hurt, had to go to the hospital.
Or if they sipped the booze when she wasn't looking.
And she was too drunk to drive them in case of an emergency. And then what? What is he saying? This only makes him look worse. How stupid is this fucking guy? Even if this shit was fucking true, just shut your fucking mouth. Holy shit.
Saying critically, right, infers that she's like, oh my, how you doing, Mr. Rekieta?
Barely even speak, clearly slurring all of her words like a Ralph.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it would be at least more plausible to be like, now that I look back at it, she sounded maybe a little bit drunk.
Master Jaeger has a good point. He didn't have a nanny cam. So
yeah.
No, hold on. This motherfucker has cameras all throughout his house.
What the fuck?
Remember, Mapton was talking about how Rekieta has all these cameras in his house to record everything, and he might have footage of Aaron doing this or doing that in the house, but he has no footage of the nanny getting blackout drunk and forcing his kids to drink and do drugs. Like, what?
Okay, I didn't see this clip. This is way, way more possible he'll be sued for this. If I was the nanny, I would sue immediately. Like, you fucking...
Where is the footage? Show the footage.
Her job is finished if this is true.
I already know the cope. Oh, you pedophiles just want to see my kids so you can jerk off to them. No, that's what Mapton wants, Rekieta.
Yeah.
Okay? How about you show us the footage of the nanny guzzling the booze bottle in your fucking bedroom? How about that?
It's pretty disconcerting to have that happen. But,
but then what?
She was a nanny and she was watching the kids, but we also have a 17-year-old, so I'm not super concerned.
Wait a minute. So you didn't even have a problem with the nanny being drunk on the job because your son was there?
Oh my god, this is worse.
Oh, buddy, I have to bust it out there, Rocket.
Have a coffee.
I'm genuinely, I gotta say, guys, I'm genuinely so tired of him. I'm so tired of him. Please, I think I'm rooting for him harder than anybody to turn it around at this point, because I just don't want to listen to his smug fucking windbag voice anymore.
I hope he's sued. This guy's this guy, or if what he's saying is the truth, this nanny get questioned, like, are you abusing? Are you what? What the fuck is going on in Minnesota?
All right.
If anybody needed anything, they had siblings to be there as well.
By the way, can he not listen, Rekieta? You're telling a story of your kids being served alcohol underage and forced to drink energy drink, all this shit. Can't you show any sort of anger or any sort of actual passion or any sort like he's just dead inside, monotonely describing this situation.
Wait, isn't there something crazier here? Isn't he breaking a law by saying that he knew the nanny was blackout drunk serving alcohol, but he didn't care because the 17-year-old was there?
Well, so he's only said that she was drinking that he knew of at that time that he didn't care about. But even still, like, it's pretty, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think this is crazy. Child endangerment. Yeah.
But, you know, this is someone that we paid. I mean, her annual income was well north of $50,000 plus expenses from our payments alone.
Whoa, plus expenses. Rekieta, the expenses aren't part of it. Like, so she goes through the drive-through and gets your kids McDonald's, and you give her back the money she spent. What? Like, whoa, so generous, sire.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She's at a maybe he means like her meals and shit.
Then he wants to flex like, oh, I was spending $50,000 on this nanny. Like, you're such a big dick.
Wow,
You're such a big shot, buddy.
So wait, you're spending $50K on a nanny, but you're cool with her being drunk as fuck on the job?
You know.
I'm pretty sure you can find a nanny for $50K who wouldn't be blackout drunk with your fucking 9-year-old. Stupid.
Alone. I mean, and if she had a couple side gigs that she would do where she would tell us that, you know, she wasn't available for certain days or whatever.
Well, like, if you're so rich though, why does she have to do side gigs? You know, she's taking care of 5 kids. Maybe you should have been paying more than $50,000.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She had another job.
Yeah, let's say Mr. Manchester's right. She was also bad at her job, but we were nice to her. What? This doesn't make any sense.
You'd fucking fire her. You could find a new nanny like that, okay? There's services that you could call. Obviously, you want to vet the nanny and you want to, like, spy with cameras.
Theodore Feeser the Bald goes, what the fuck is Kayla doing? Well, aren't you aware, Theodore Feeser the Bald? She's sitting in bed watching Star Trek reruns and popping pills. That's the word on the street as to what Kayla does all fucking day. She's apparently a useless fucking invalid. So Rekieta has to do everything.
Thoughts?
She earned extra money there. When you're paying someone over $50,000 a year, I think it's fair that they don't commit a crime by giving your child alcohol.
He's going to get sued. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen him fucking do.
Oh, and I say plus expenses. Those expenses were over $30,000 for the year too.
What?
So, you know, all told, about $90,000.
$30,000. So it's the $3,000 a month snack budget. But those weren't her snacks. Like, those are your kids' snacks and your kid. Bro, this guy just, it blows me away. And the thing is, he doesn't care about getting sued. He doesn't care about the consequences of anything because he knows his parents' trust fund is always going to bail him out in the end. It's so fucking embarrassing, man. This is like a fucking man baby. It's pathetic.
What do you feel? Okay, you know what? Because we, like, Josh says that the body cam footage is, a few steps away, right? When we do have it, and he watches it on his show, we watch it on our show. What do you think the Nick Rekieta reaction will be? What's the cope then?
I think he goes full in on it was the nanny's fault. It was Aaron's fault. I mean, I don't know. I think Josh he said to me something to the effect of, I don't even think Rekieta realizes what he's done. And I think that when the body cam footage does come out, and everybody can see exactly what conditions this guy was living in, what conditions his kids were living in, and nobody can deny it anymore. It'll finally sink in, I think, for him what he did do, and I don't know where it's going to go from there. Yeah. Will he accept responsibility for what he's done to himself and his family, or will he continue to try and create like a fantasy land to justify it? I don't know.
Interesting.
Money went towards this person annually.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, when she left our employment, she left at one of the worst possible times.
When you were in the depths of a coke and ketamine binge, fucked out of your minds, neglecting your kids. Wow. Okay.
I wonder why she left.
The school year that was that required some days 3 drivers. Just because of the kids having different activities in different places at the same time.
Oh my God.
abandoning us at that point. And we asked her to stay and
Abandoning
finish out
us.
the school year, and she said no.
Abandoning us. It was a drug den. It was
No
a
one's required
drug-
to work in that fucking house. No
Rekieta,
one.
It was
No one's required.
fucking drug den with a polycule, and she had to be cool with like weird fucking mistress lady of the night ape being there, and strange cuckold steel toe, and like weird sex toys and noises and God knows what. Like, buddy, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Abandoned.
Guys, you should feel bad for me because she abandoned me during the toughest. How about this? How about if you were on fucking drugs, we'd care.
Well, and to shocker, she was probably propositioned, so she left.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Rekieta tried to make her a part of the polycule as well.
Allegedly, in our opinion.
And that's the thing too, is if she was like drinking on the job, then obviously like the expectation and the standards for everything in that house was totally fucked. He's like, yeah, you know, if you want to powder your nose, go ahead. Like, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Who knows at this point? Does anybody actually know this guy? Like, this guy is fucked.
You know what, Ashton? Now that you say that, she was probably maybe not for this straight orgy, but like, you know, hey, you want to have some fun tonight? You want to stick around tonight for a little, party? You know,
Ending us at that point was absolutely brutal, and it was devastating to our schedule. It added tons of stress.
devastating. You were a crackhead.
Well, I mean, what this was, right? For the first time since he became an adult and had kids, the nanny relieved all of that responsibility from him. So he could be a kid again, make a big fucking mess. Somebody else is going to clean up after him. Didn't have to do fucking anything, right? Well, once that was removed from him, now he's going to be like, well, what did you expect me to do? I had to fucking trash the house. She fucked it. It's crazy, man.
What the fuck?
Yes, it made me unable to stream almost entirely during the daytime for a significant amount of time. And, to find out that she was doing that while being extremely intoxicated and
He's
while
so
giving
slow to
one of our
speech.
children alcohol.
Well, his brain's fried and he's lying, so
So-
he has to make
but
up stuff. So it's taking
so-
a time. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
but it's okay. So one of the biggest black mark against you
Black.
is that your daughter, your 9-year-old daughter, tested positive for cocaine. Your solution to this is then to say that your children were also given alcohol while underage.
Oh.
Retard.
Whoa.
Like, just on the face of it, it's insane.
It's nuts, dude.
Did I say 19K or 90K? It was about 90, with expenses. Now, a lot of the expenses were because
90 what?
How many, like, okay, you may as well just say you paid her $1 million a year.
Wait, hang on, wait.
extremely intoxicated and
Wait a
while
second.
giving our one of our children alcohol. Did I say 19K or 90K? It was about 90.
Wait,
No.
what? He just-
Okay, so first it was $50,000.
Wait.
Then it was $50,000 plus $30,000 for expenses. Now it's $90,000. Even if you added the 50 plus the 30 in expenses, that's only $80,000. I mean, I don't have to like actually explain this because basic fucking math. Where did the mystery 10,000 come from? Or now is it completely different? It was 90,000 base salary plus 30,000 in expense. Who the fuck knows anymore?
Thank you.
He's just counting all of their household expenses because she did all of their errands. Yeah. It doesn't even make, you can't claim that, oh, I gave her all this money. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
With expenses. Now, a lot of the
You're right.
expenses were because they, as groceries and stuff for the house.
His
and-
eyes are darting around. He looks so dishonest. Oh, man.
No, this guy is lying through his teeth. Through his teeth.
Food for the kids.
Anyone who believes this is a piece of shit. Ashton, if you believe Rekieta at all in this, you aren't even retarded. You're just a bad person.
No, I think if you believe him, it only makes him look worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
yeah.
it makes him look worse. So now the kids suffer even more abuse because of your negligence and irresponsibility. Well, maybe if you weren't skiing on the fucking slopes all day, buddy, you might have caught on to that your nanny was abusing your kids, bud. You obviously
while you're
weren't
on
in your right
crack and
fucking
shit.
mind. Like, it's sad.
This motherfucker's on brown substances and coke and ketamine.
Drunk all the time.
Oh, she's fucking on, she's drunk as fuck with the fucking kids. Don't worry, the 17-year-old's got this. They're all dirty and filthy in the same clothes. Drunk. What?
After they got picked up from an activity, if they wanted to go grab fast food on the way home.
Wait, how are they doing activities drunk?
It's like that.
They were always drunk.
It was just blackout.
Kind of ridiculous.
Just saying, her name being Chaney really should have tipped you off. Glad there wasn't
Wait,
bird
now
shot.
they're doxing her name.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Around to accidentally get you with.
She would have left you needing a man-made Michael.
Listen, Chaney, whatever your name is, if you want a voice, if you want a platform,
Oh,
we'll
we'll
gladly
give you a platform.
you
I
can
bet
come
you
here.
Josh Moon will give you one too.
Josh Moon.
We'll all give you a platform. Tell us what was going on in the horror house of the Rekieta.
Yes, please. That would be really fucking awesome.
Pain.
I also will publicly say, because some people have asked
Slurring.
so far in the chat.
Wait, you slurred
I
here?
will publicly
Oh,
publicly say, because some people have asked so far in the chat. There was never anything, any inappropriate or untoward activity
Rape.
with her at all during any of her employment, including like drugs or. We never drank alcohol with her. We never. She was obviously not involved and had no knowledge of the drug stuff at all.
Come on. No, that's what you think. Maybe you've deluded yourself to. But buddy, if she saw you every day, she knew you were on drugs, man. You didn't need to be in your house. All of us on YouTube knew that you were on drugs, right? All of us knew that you were drunk and on drugs 20%. Telling me the maid didn't know? Come on. Stop it.
Wait,
It.
you're drunk as fuck. She's secretly drunk as fuck and secretly giving your kids alcohol to be drunk as fuck, but no one knew about it until today.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
She stated that to the police as well, I believe, if I remember her interview correctly, and I will happily back her up and
Then
say
why
that
are
she
you
had,
fucking snaking her? I doubt that's what she said to the police, Rekieta. I really, really do. Because
This is
if she did Baldo wash you to the police, you wouldn't be doing this to her right now, right?
No,
This is some petty bullshit revenge and trying to set her up.
I think Ashton, it's trying get in front of the body cam. That's what it is.
But it doesn't even make any sense because she was out of there 3 months before the fucking body cam footage. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
But you have to remember, she is a wet brain retard.
Just because, by the way, you didn't have a 24/7 on-call nanny, and just because you were on drugs and drunk, doesn't mean that you couldn't have hired 12 illegal immigrants to come in and clean the house once a week.
Yeah.
Are there really no cleaning services? There's no Mary maids or Molly maids or fucking anything, really? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, the Molly maid service, you get them, the deep clean, deep clean.
no knowledge of that activity and should not be in any way accused with or associated with it. That was not on her at all. And I would not have people misunderstand that. What she did was what she did. It had nothing to do with what I was doing. Derek Boodle says YouTubers must make a lot of money if they can afford a 90K nanny. Sometimes.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Sometimes we can make a lot of money for sure.
Sometimes not anymore.
Oh.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is, of course,
This is
I know that's the thing, Boniface Enjoyer. He has a stay-at-home wife, barely streams, and couldn't clean. Like it's like there's 3 adults there. There's 4 really. There's you, Ape, Kayla, Aaron. None of the 4 of you could clean. The maid fucking I guess is gone. You couldn't hire cleaners. No. And the kids, I guess, also are just unruly and undisciplined and are used to living in filth, and they couldn't clean either. It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
it's an investment into your own time. And the
That's
problem
true,
was it didn't work
Fenor.
out that way.
Aaron said he tried to clean. Aaron was cleaning the table. Aaron finally fucking snapped because everything around him was just covered in fucking filth. And there wasn't even a place to sit down at the fucking table. So he just started clearing the table piece by piece. And then he was the literal Chaney. He's trying to teach them how to clean in their 40s. It's like,
I imagine
All
him
right,
in like, a
guys.
white apron. You know?
remember, he's like breaking it down. He's like, okay, so you're going to break down the room into zones, and you're going to work on this zone, and then this zone, and then this zone. So if you just make small progress, you can eventually clean the mess. And it's like, holy.
That's wild. Imagine
It did for a little while
strategically like explaining cleaning.
at the beginning.
calling him Mr. Cockfire. And even he gave up after 2 days because it just got filthy again.
Mr. Cockfire.
It was nice. And then
Mr.
Buckmaster says, now that police know, they don't need you to report. If she did give your kids alcohol, anyone can report her and police can charge her. I don't have a lot of interest in re-traumatizing.
Oh,
What are you talking? You just
no.
did.
But he's
You
trying to.
just did. Oh my
Actually,
God.
no one, please do not report her. Please do not
What?
report her because I don't want to open the wounds.
He's like, I don't want to re-traumatize my kids and my family by telling everybody this, but I'm going to anyway.
Let's say she is doing this though. Let's say it's real, which is not. It's not real. But let's say it is. Was she out on the next family feeding the kids booze? You're gonna get people to report a fucking child abuser, you fucking idiot, when you say her name on your show. You stupid fuck.
My child by re-exposing her to the nanny who did this stuff. I really don't.
Oh my god, he's
It'd
he's
be
panicking. He's like, oh, was this a good idea?
it'd be a hard case to prove anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, because it never happened. It wouldn't be that hard to prove if you had the footage of it happening, which you apparently have cameras all throughout the house. But
You have other children's testimony. You apparently saw stolen bottles of alcohol. You said she was undoubtedly drunk. Or what was the word? Where he used ultimately drunk. What was the fucking? He said something. Anyway,
severely drunk.
Severely,
Concerningly
yes,
concerned.
severely, critically. She was critically drunk.
There we go. She was critically drunk.
She said,
Profoundly
Critically.
my child would have to testify for that. They said, I'm not really interested in that. I don't care. I'm more concerned that her, employers know, and we have made her current employers aware.
Whoa. So it's life ruination then for everybody that was around you, huh?
I guarantee you, he never told the current employers
Well,
anything.
Listen, if you really were about this, then you would have just privately went to the employers and fucked her over, right? But you make all these public statements also. It's unhinged. So I don't want to re-traumatize my child, but I'm just going to tell the whole world that she was abused by the nanny. Okay.
They're saying torturous interference.
And then he only says this shit now. It's just the timing. It's the timing of it that makes it just so incredibly suspect.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, he only said that because he doesn't want his audience to do it. That's what see, Ashton, he didn't tell the new employers. He's saying that he did, so people on Kiwi Farms don't tell the new employers. He's like, oh shit.
Because her new employers are, she does the same job for them. So obviously we would want them to know.
So don't worry, I told them. He didn't tell anyone anything.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I could afford a $90,000 a year nanny now. Don't
Let's go.
Suffer, Rekieta.
Let's go.
Suffer, bitch.
Oh, buddy,
He's
what
broke.
happened? He's poor.
Get me wrong, things have changed. That's okay.
Is it? That's the look of a guy who's not okay, isn't it? That's the face of a man for whom it is not, in fact, okay.
That's funny.
I've been saying for years, because people talked about whatever, like, oh, it could all go away tomorrow. It's like, yeah, I know it could, and for a while it did, but I think I'll be okay. I think
Not
I'll
if
be
you
okay in the
keep
long run.
doing this, you idiot.
I can't wait for.
Oh man.
My advice to people is, in appropriate and legal ways, enjoy life's fruits when you have them, because if you don't enjoy the fruits of your labor and the fruits of your diligence and effort and character, then and you die, then you've wasted all that investment. I mean, it has its own reward in some ways, but my goodness, it part of the reward is the obvious stuff. If you become successful in business, if you become
The
successful
Baldos, the cocaine, the
in anything,
mistresses,
enjoy it and exploit
sex
it,
cross,
because you might lose it the next day.
No,
Sometimes you lose it because your own
drug
actions,
addled
like
children.
which I'm.
you might just lose it. Yeah, listen. If he wasn't on drugs, if he didn't fuck everything, if he was hardworking and consistent, he'd be still where he is, even further, in my opinion. But no, he chose fucking sniff. He chose the fucking party over his job.
But who asked for this sermon from the pulpit of Baldo? Like, who asked for this? Who asked for this motivational speech? No one. No one asked for this. Put the Karen Reed trial in the bag and shut the fuck up about all of this shit and move on with your life.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say
All
lose
this,
it.
all this motherfucker really ever had to say is, guys, I fucked up. I experimented with drugs. I felt like I never sowed my wild oats. I got way too deep with drugs. I was powerless to stop. I was an addict. I destroyed my life. I harmed my children. There's nothing I can do to change that now. I take full responsibility for it. I repent from this. I'm sorry for letting all of you down. I'm more sorry for letting my family down. In the future, I am going to endeavor to stay sober. I'm on probation for 5 years. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to do the law content you guys asked for. And then never mention any of this shit ever again. Don't fight with Aaron. Don't fight with April. Don't fight with the nanny. Leave all the stories of his personal life out of it. Don't talk about your kids. Don't talk about your wife. Just talk about the law. That's all you had to do, man, and you would be fine. But you keep fucking destroying your life. It's sad.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Way over dramatic on.
Yeah, someone said here in chat, all he had to say was, shit got wild there for a minute, and I'm trying to be a better person. The end.
That, but sometimes you impact it because of your own actions, but other times, again, like you get sick. Anything could happen.
Listen, you get sick. Yeah, YouTube explode. The YouTube headquarters explodes, and it's all gone. No, what happened? You didn't give a fuck. You fucked it. Okay.
Your life and change your stars, so to speak. So, enjoy it, man. That's what life is for. Don't enjoy it with a bunch of drugs, though. Don't do that.
The best advice he gave, which he doesn't even care about, by the way.
No, but he doesn't even believe that.
No.
He, because just last week he was telling us how awesome drugs are.
Mm-hmm.
So come on.
That's a mistake. That will cause a bunch of havoc in your life and lead to a lot of pain and trauma that you don't need.
Yeah.
The most banned queen says, lying degenerate piece of shit.
Based.
The truth.
Actually, based. I'm like, why would you read that?
The most banned queen says, lying degenerate piece of shit. Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's what you are.
My God.
But this is the thing too. Like, I don't think he should have text-to-speech super chats. I don't think he should be reading out negative chats and coping and arguing with people. Just do your law show. and you know, and build it back. Like what is wrong with this guy?
Yep.
He's just doing everything he should not do. And I understand like trying to get your side of it out after the court case, maybe for a week or 2 weeks, but it's been like a month since he was given this probation, right? It's been more than a month
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And he still is talking about this and going over it again and again and again and coming up with new pieces of lore. Let sleeping dogs lie.
No, let's open that wound right back up.
We'll start off that way. Anyone not on drugs knows you and your coked out wife should have realized what your nanny was doing.
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
But you said she was critically drunk on the phone.
What are the cameras in your house for? Or did you not have cameras? Was there no nanny cam? Like, I don't know.
His contradictions are so close together. They're like 5 sentences apart from each other.
How would you propose to realize that your nanny gave your child alcohol when neither of them said that and they did it while you were away?
But why didn't your kids tell you? And then so it's like if the kids didn't want you to know they were drinking, why would they tell you now and get in trouble? Like I don't understand. If they didn't tell you then, why would they just suddenly tell you now?
Yeah.
It's really convenient.
Appreciate you guys.
What is your proposed method of me having to know that?
By
It's
the
not
way,
like she got her.
so the nanny was drunk all the time, right? But wasn't one of her primary responsibilities to drive around the Rekieta children?
Yeah.
And Rekieta is saying that he caught her when she was critically drunk on the phone. And he still let her drive his kids around and get drunk all the time? I mean, I just don't get that.
Drunk while we were there. She didn't. She never gave her, to my knowledge. She gave her alcohol like one time, which is still completely unacceptable and is still a crime. But it's not like she got her like drunk, and it wasn't something that she did on a regular basis. I think she got drunk and made a stupid decision, thought it would be funny or something like harmless. But it's not harmless, right? Again, I'm not criticizing other parents who've done that. I think I grew up in the 80s, and like I said, a lot of kids had tried a sip or two of beer in their life by the time
Well,
they
what
were.
was it? Was it a sip of beer? A sip of wine? Or was it a fucking 26er of liquor? Like, how many drinks was it? If it's like... I swear to God, man, this guy is so fucking frustrated. Just tell us what happened.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring it up, be like, listen, the nanny served my 11-year-old 3 shots of vodka or 1 shot, or was it a sip of beer? Because if it was a sip of fucking beer, like, Rekieta, like,
Yeah.
you ever hear the saying, monkey see, monkey do? If Dada's fucking drunk all fucking day, what do you expect your kids to fucking do?
Yeah.
Because you're setting an example for them that it's okay to be drunk on drugs 24/7, 365 in a polycule, buddy. He's such a lying piece of shit, too. None of this ever even happened.
No, of course not. Even us trying to dissect or debunk this story is ridiculous, to be honest.
It's all just a waste of time.
Like, we are,
I'm
yeah,
just
like...
I'm just praying to God this guy goes back to being a boring law tuber so I never,
Lock
ever
him
have
up.
to watch this shit again.
Him being in jail for 10 years would be fucking...
This is his ultimate revenge upon us, is continuing to be a lolcow, so we're accursed by his boring fucking ass.
Whatever age, it was a little bit different. But that was their parents doing that, their parents' decisions to do that. And it was also...
wait a minute! So this is the cope of why it was okay to dose her with cocaine, because you're the parent. Whoa. Listen here! Nobody's gonna force feed my kids booze but me.
Yikes.
It was less frequently illegal, or might have been
What?
What?
It was less illegal to give your kids booze?
Okay, sure thing, boss.
completely legal for a parent to do it, especially in the state of Texas where I was.
So wait a minute. Your parents were giving you drinks underage then, or what was that about?
It's hard to realize something's going on when it happens entirely when you're not around, which is the purpose of having a nanny, is that someone to be there, like rather than finding a babysitter every single time, you just have someone who you can rely on to.
You just failed your kids.
To be there for your kids.
So many
especially
different
that was
ways.
there was a lot of travel that year for work.
Work.
He's so boring. Oh
my god.
Holy
man.
four live shows, I think.
4
live shows, and
or
then
like four
I have
four
general other travel that happened
travel
throughout the year as well.
the year. I mean,
she was with the kids a significant amount of time. That was her job.
Holy shit!
Was to allow.
Next clip.
There's
3 seconds to spare.
There's 3 seconds to spare, sir.
Thank you.
Clip. All right, what do we got here?
It's 11 seconds, so we're good.
Again, I don't want people to bother her or anything. But
why not?
But if she abused your kid, wouldn't you want people to bother her?
I just don't mind if people hear that she committed a crime.
What?
But don't bother her.
Oh my god, man! What the fuck are you talking about?
I know you say it all the time, but this is the type of sleep or face.
Tired sleep doesn't
Tired
fix.
sleep won't fix because like these eyes. Like I'm getting tired looking at this. Do you know what I mean?
By the way, we got Sneedberg Stein Goldman for $50.
What the fuck?
I'm not saying that Nick, Kayla, or April gave his kids booze, cocaine, and energy drinks and is blaming it on the nanny first, but
yeah.
For another 20, Sneedberg Stein Goldman said the kids knew the nanny was drunk, but they didn't know their parents were drunk, on drugs, or in a cuck relationship. That's a really good point.
Yeah,
I'm glad you sent that in.
That's a great point.
Because Rekieta throughout this whole thing has said, the kids don't know anything about alcohol or drugs. They couldn't notice a thing. But they noticed the nanny was all fucked up.
Oh, that's actually a great point. Oh, shit.
Against my children.
Thanks for the big support, guys. We really, really, really appreciate it. If you're watching on Clip Channel, hit like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thank you. By the way, almost 40K subs. Almost 40K. Let's go.
Haven't filed charges against the nanny BC. The only thing smaller than my peen is my brain.
Oh my god! Why do you have this open?
Oh man!
It's like he allowed us to be in the room with him for that. Like,
$5. Well, he does because we are voices on the fucking soundboard. I'm pretty sure.
How else do I explain neither of us catching on to this when we don't work outside the home?
Wait, what?
Wait. This is so funny.
Man, look at him there. He's felt it there. Like he's looking down at the table as all his chips are taken.
Wait, what?
We don't work outside the home.
Wait, what?
It's true. They don't work outside.
Oh,
the
you're
home.
talking about me.
Yo.
Is he wet? He's totally wet brain,
Yeah.
bro. He looks so sick.
Oh my
He's
god.
sick.
Yeah.
Is that a fucking bruise on his face? What the fuck is going on there?
Isn't it like right this?
Is he like right on the side of his cheek? Yeah, right in there. What is that?
I don't know. Is it a sunspot or like a birthmark?
Liver spot?
Because
I don't know,
I have a
man.
birthmark right there, right?
Yeah.
That's it, but I've never seen that one on his face, though. Have you?
No, I don't think so.
Did he fall down the stairs? Oh wait, didn't someone say that when you drink a lot, you're like easily bruised or something?
Could be.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. How else? How else did neither of us catch on to this? Well, the nanny didn't tell us that she gave our daughter alcohol.
Oh my! I gotta zoom in. Oh my god, he's a ghoul.
Whoa, buddy!
Like from the Fallout show, that guy.
My daughter
Is it
told
from
us that.
hitting himself? Remember, Aaron told us when he gets upset, he starts hitting himself.
Oh yeah.
Is it when he learned that Josh was getting the body cam footage for sure? He just gave himself a mean old shiner,
Yeah.
banging himself in the head there.
Oh my.
Very
This is an
recently,
insane answer,
in the past,
by the way.
in the past couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
It's like from Black Mirror.
So, you know, reason you don't report people for crimes, and
It's
that's
like
when
Black Mirror.
you didn't know that they occurred.
Buddy,
So,
why? Like,
and
why
this is,
even
to be
tell
clear,
this
this is-
lie? Because now it's like I think he actually is just a compulsive liar, and he's just lying like for no reason all the time. And then like he gets pressed on the details, and he should just shut his fucking mouth. Because the more he talks, the more he's going to contradict himself, and the more he's going to get caught in lies. It's the same thing we're going to see later on today with Review Tech USA. You know, you don't actually have to say anything, and you should be really familiar with that concept since you're a lawyer. For fuck's sake.
Oh my
Nobody can force you to answer this. You should have just moved on. But you're so egotistical and insane. You think that you can talk your way out of this. It just makes it worse.
the nanny that we had before April.
You notice what Rekieta just said?
No, what did he say?
The nanny we had before April.
Mhm.
So we're still running with the cope that April was the nanny.
Stop.
So now what this is, right? Not only is he laying like drug tests and all that shit at the feet of the old nanny, but he's laying the groundwork to blame the state of the house on April because she was the nanny, right?
Whoa!
It's so insane,
You're
bro.
right.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
April's gonna take the fall for this. Holy shit.
Well, I think he might have learned that April's already turned on him, and that's maybe why he's doing this. I'm not sure. Raytheon Technology goes, April signed off on the body cam, didn't she?
Of course.
Well, there was 5,000 reasons for her to sign off on it, and if old Baldo sugar daddy wasn't sprinkling the nose candy down before her anymore, she's got to get some booger sugar somehow, and perhaps Josh Moon hooked her up.
Uh-oh.
So that's nice. And like, I don't want to oversell it or anything. You know, it's just like a sip of like White Claw or something like that.
Wait.
Whoa.
A sip of White
A
Claw?
sip of White Claw. The way you're talking is like she's pouring whiskey down $100 fucking dollar bottles missing and stuff. What are you talking about?
So this is like the old Bible parable of the speck and the fucking beam, you know? So we're supposed to cry about the speck in the nanny's eye of the sip of White Claw, but overlook the plank in Rekieta's eye of 5 times the cutoff of cocaine in his 9-year-old.
Ash?
Who is he to sit in fucking judgment of the nanny, even if this was true? By the way, we got 21st century Baldo man for $10. You morons! How could I have possibly noticed the nanny was exposing my kids to alcohol when I was so busy exposing them to cocaine? Now, Waldo Gerardo Baldo brings up a good point, and this is a theory, a dark horse theory about the nanny that I've heard. He goes, bit of a schizo theory, but we know the nanny has a long history of working with lawyers and inside knowledge. What if she is Minnesota Public Records? And maybe Rekieta found out she's Minnesota Public Records, and that's why he's so determined to ruin her?
We'll put him back in bed. All right, everyone say bye.
Whoa, buddy.
Ash, look at him. Ash, look.
Oh, he's such a cutie. Oh.
I think tons of people who grew up in the 80s, you know, their parents would give them a sip of beer here and there. I don't think it was.
Well, tons of people who grew up at all times would get a fucking sip of.
You know what? Come on.
Oh my God, man.
That being said, she's not that child's parent, and we would never do anything like that. So it was a little
minus the cocaine, but
jarring.
Put it back up.
Where did
If
this
we
come
could
from?
Go now, Mr. Wolf, back to
Say
the
it.
slide
Say it.
from Dr. Welcher's slide presentation.
My kid's starting to tell me
And
about
if you could re-enlarge
Just
the
starting.
What happened with
So
the,
it's not like, by the way, they told him last year, and he like held on to it. He's saying that they just recently told him. They just started to tell him about it.
Do you believe
Really?
this?
That's really convenient, Rekieta.
Do you believe it, Ash?
No, don't think I do.
up before.
person we
I
hired.
love asking Ashton questions that I know his answer completely.
The rhetorical questions.
Watch
Rhetorical
them.
ski.
Take care of them.
So
Yeah, that's Chaney.
now,
That's your name. I don't really have
Mr.
any
Burgess, I'd
desire
like
to protect her
Full
identity anymore. I
doxed.
specifically
Whoa,
didn't
buddy.
talk about her.
question.
What happened?
You just doxed her fully. You just said her full name.
Yikes.
Smart.
Have you heard
I don't really give a shit.
after
Fuck.
The fuck? I don't really give a shit if you harass her now. If he's lying,
See,
he's
listen.
fucked, bro.
He's so fucked, bro.
Her.
just so
No, I don't
you
want
have
folks to
clarity,
harass her. I just don't care that people know who she is.
the
I mean, she already
lock event
participated
that
in.
you agree is a user interaction
public-
occurred at 12, correct?
That's what I
When?
do want people to know that she gives children alcohol. I do want.
Period.
I want people to know that.
Go back to
Well, what's the sitter's social media? I have no idea.
Oh my god.
If she's an adult, any pepper links for research? No, I don't think so. And I don't
What?
think you'd want to. That being said, again, I don't want people to bother her or anything, but I just don't mind if people hear that she committed a
I
crime.
just can't wait. By the way, what happens when the nanny does come out and just starts dropping bombs on this guy's head? Is he going to play the fucking victim? Because I guarantee you it's probably going to come out that Rackets tried to fuck the nanny. It is.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna reopen that trauma for his wife all over again because he's a cheating fucking scoundrel, right? And it's just like, why humiliate your wife and children like this on the daily? Why? It's because he resents them. He hates them because he views them as a burden that stops him from living his epic playboy lifestyle. He's cooked in the head.
I don't think this is going to end very poorly for him, dude. This is going to end so poorly.
Against my children. This is one of the people who was reporting me, for example.
Wait, why would she report you, knowing that she's done very nefarious things?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you like what the fuck?
I should say,
And
wasn't part of the
him.
report.
By the way, that's him laying out his motivation for this defamation is that it's revenge.
Yeah.
Retaliation for her going to the police and telling the truth about the situation.
But was interviewed about the situation, despite not being in
This
the
is
house
malicious.
since mid-February. She didn't disclose this at the time. She may not have known, but there was a February CPS report, and it was against her specifically. We didn't know about it. It's funny that
What?
CPS doesn't tell you that that there was a
What?
report made against someone who works in your employ
Okay.
about your
if
own.
this, let me be real. If this isn't real, wait a minute. What? The CPS report was about his kids?
Wait, what? You repeat
Hold
that?
on. What? It's not some other family that she was taking care of? You're telling me that there was a Child Protective Services report against your nanny and that CPS and nobody informed you that there was abuse of your children going on?
Okay.
Children. So that was nice. Thanks to the Candy, Ohio County Child Protective Services for not informing the parents of children or of a child.
Wait.
who
This is
who had a CPS report made on the caretaker that you employ for them.
Wait. So she had
so it was
a case
so
before?
she was no, I guess she's claiming she was abusing her own kids. And
or
I guess it
abused
wasn't-
another parent, another
Okay,
family's kids.
I don't know. Where is this report? I mean, it has to exist, right? Because if it doesn't exist, this is straight up defamation.
No, this is not April. This is our prior nanny.
It's fucking May.
Prior to April was her name is Chaney.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe he is telling the truth about that part of it. I really don't know. It's hard to determine because he lies so often.
I liked my joke there. All right, here we go. Let's.
Okay, so here comes Steel Toe. Steel Toe is gonna tell us.
Here we go.
By the way, oof, the NLO crowd's going to really have a tough one. Don't worry, they won't walk it back. They won't admit they were wrong. The Safe Sport and USA boxing thing has not convened.
Whoa, hang on. Ash, is his sign not leveled properly?
It's not, is it?
It's on an angle. I'm fucking getting autistic about this.
Oh, buddy.
Sorry. Maybe it's the camera. Maybe the camera's off it.
What's the opposite of that? When they're done? They're done with their whole thing. We sent them the documentation yesterday.
No, it's not the camera because the thing. Look,
all right. Here's I'm
background.
I'm gonna make an executive decision. Let's skip this clip. It's basically Steel Toe saying, the nanny was a saint. Rekieta's a fucking piece of shit for saying what he said. Because there's other parts with Aaron and Rekieta later on. We're not even halfway through this segment.
What?
Yeah. All right. Let's move to the next slide.
But Ash, look. This table down here, right? You see this dresser or whatever behind him? It's straight. The sign isn't. I'm gonna kill Aaron.
Another L for the toe.
That's
another L for the toe, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is a lawyer that was an employer of the nanny, and he's warning Rekieta. He says, Chaney was our nanny for about 6 years. I saw the videos, and she would never, ever do anything like that. James Roberts of Roberts Law Firms. So he might get involved in this and help Chaney file a lawsuit against Rekieta. Now, here's Aaron letting everybody know that Chaney has now contacted him.
Wow.
I guess now's the time where I can say that I was contacted via email today.
Can I get Chaney's messages?
I was asked.
I want to interview
if I could give a statement, because apparently somebody reported what Nick was saying about Chaney, and now I guess somebody from the county wants to talk to me now about what I know.
Oh my God! Arc just never ends.
It never ends.
It
never ends.
It's so funny.
About the situation. So there you go. I mean, look, he's going to run his mouth right into a jail cell.
This is a great, anti-drug PSA, all these videos.
It really is. It's an anti-Baldo PSA as well. And so here we go. Rekieta is now firing off at Aaron. He's really lucky. I won't release April's other texts because I'm not like his other shit friend. Buddy, stop trying to claim the moral high ground on leaking this or leaking that. How about this, Rekieta? Leak every message with all of them.
Yeah, you
and
pussy.
Let's just let the truth have its day. But you won't, because you know it's going to make you look worse. So Rekieta goes to the person praising my former nanny who gave my child alcohol. She's a saint. You talked to her about 3 times. Calm down. She thought you were gross. That's what Rekieta says. Steel Toe goes, she thought we all were fucking gross, and she was right. She was the best person in the house every time she stepped foot in it, and she helped expose you, and that's why you're doing this. You're crashing out at anyone who didn't pledge fealty and injured your ego. Body cam coming? Question mark.
Oh, no, it's not question mark. It's explanation mark.
Ooh.
That's not even a question. It's body
It's-
cam coming.
So now here we got Brian ask, well, how do you know she gave your kids booze? And Rekieta goes, because my children are good at wording. Moving on.
I'm gonna fucking. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the extended version. So this guy goes, she's gonna sue his kids. And Rekieta says, I have a feeling she won't be suing because she knows the truth. So he's basically challenging her to sue, which always goes well.
Yeah, it always does for Nick, especially. All right, here we go, right?
Why did you let the nanny continue to be the nanny if you found out she was drunk while
Okay, this is the question that's been burning on my fucking noggin.
Question.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, he doesn't have an answer.
No way.
Why did you let the nanny continue to be the nanny if you found out she was drunk while watching the kids? You
Okay, I gotta get the
there
song.
was so much there.
I gotta get
it
the
was
Jeopardy
so
song.
good. It was so good, buddy.
I got it. I got to.
Final Jeopardy.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
Why did you let the nanny continue to be the nanny if you found out she was drunk while watching the kids?
Your clue.
You- All of this stuff happened within like a week. It was really fast.
Okay.
I don't know, like how you fire someone faster, but it was crazy.
Whoa.
Okay. Your moment is end there, but it continues.
Okay.
So now we have Aaron letting us know Rekieta is now under investigation for the statements that he's made.
Aaron, are you getting fat?
He's fat!
Whoa, buddy,
He's like-
Aaron.
Well, listen, to be fair to him, he is 53 years old. So
True, fair.
Yeah.
I did get an update, and this is from a guy I know. This is not from some random internet person who's fucking around. To follow up some of this nanny stuff that's going on, this person writes, who knows how serious it all is, but I got a call from the police department about Rekieta as I was getting on my shuttle flight to California.
Whoa, what?
He is subject to a new
Whoa,
investigation over the nanny stuff.
Please be true. This is true.
How many investigations can there be? But in the Steel Toe, it's like, listen, when is the cyber crimes unit arresting Baldo? You know? I don't know, buddy. This ain't the first time I've heard this
To
from
be
Aaron.
fair,
But
Aaron, yeah, because he was like thinking about the whole like breaking into his email. However, this one's a bit different. There's another lawyer involved, another person whose like job is on the line and being harassed probably. And the CPS is probably like, wait, what? There's alcohol? They have to knock on the girl's door and go, did you do this? And she goes to go, wait.
Because he is harassing a woman, it sounds like. That is the angle, the male versus female thing. Revolting Rekieta strikes again. Hopefully your cyber trespass matter continues on and that has some teeth. Anyway, later, stay safe.
Stay safe.
Well, to quote PPP.
Oh, no!
yeah, he's got old buddy on the soundboard.
Oh,
now.
does he? Yes!
Yeah, he
Cyber
does.
trespass matter continues on and that has some teeth. Anyway, later, stay safe. Well, to quote PPP.
Oh, buddy!
What?
Now, I don't know if he's overstating, but I can say this. I have emailed with this person before. They're not like just some internet trolley guy. I mean, it's a legit person. He says the police department is looking into it. I don't know. He might be overstating. But he was contacted. They are looking into it. I would say that's all I know, by the way. Whether or not anything comes of it, I don't know. I can't say, but I did get that.
Oh
Deutsch
God.
Chad says that will violate his probation. Well, see, you have to be careful talking about the nanny, you know? And the reason you have to be careful about talking about the nanny is, like, you can say whatever you want about me. Like, I'm a public figure.
Yes.
I can't get, like, protection orders or lawsuits or anything like that, nor would I want to, because I'm a public figure. I'm out there every day. You can get away with damn near murder with public figures. She's not. She's never wanted to be. She's never tried to be. 1,000% a private person. So the rules are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Little bit different. So we'll see if that goes anywhere. I have my doubts, but that's
My
just...
God, this didn't go anywhere. Let's continue. I love take, though.
Rekieta is going off. He's saying, a retard has stated that someone has filed an ethics complaint against me for disclosing publicly that my former nanny gave my 11-year-old child alcohol. Your record may be too, but mine isn't. The LPRO has no interest in nor ability to litigate that claim. In my response, I'll call her an abusive cunt, and I'll call you an F-slur, even though you aren't involved, F-slur. I have a shocking feeling a lawsuit won't be coming. If there is one, I'll look forward to collecting fees from that abusive cunt. This is fucking crazy. He's lost his mind.
Oh, my God.
And this is fuck you, Aaron, even though you weren't involved. What the fuck is this impotent seed? He goes, welcome to free speech, F-slur.
He's losing his mind. He's seething.
Yeah, he's seething big time. Losing his fucking mind, buddy.
Doesn't finish, guys.
Oh, fuck. We have more of this.
Oh, my God.
He's telling Aaron, keep talking, you girly bitch. There's some really cringe shit here from Aaron. You can read it on your own time. I want to just get the fuck out of this segment. Look at him here.
Is he in a jail cell?
You're making me skelly, man. You're making me a skinny skeleton ghoul,
Look how small that arm is.
It's pathetic.
Oh my God. He looks photoshopped. Looks fucking crazy.
His proportions look fucked. This one's like the worst to me because this guy is, no, it's about knowing you were wrong. You risked your family, your freedom, and your family's freedom to fulfill some midlife crisis. If you are okay with that, then you truly don't care about your family. And Rekieta goes, all right, but here's the question. If I truly didn't care, so what? It's not your family.
Well, we're making fun of you and you're a bad person. How about that?
This is the old Diddler Dax defense. Well, how does it affect you personally that my children are starving and on drugs? Well, maybe because we don't want to live in a society with fucked up people that were traumatized as children and then grew up to be criminals that fuck up other people's lives. I don't know, buddy. There's like a cycle of abuse and trauma, and we'd like to minimize that because we'd like to live in a good world, or at least a better world. But oh no, we're not allowed to have that because, well, how does it affect you personally that I beat my kids? Okay, right.